To order the Coralville Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on May 7th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Dokun, absent. Holderness.
Here.
Sitzman.
Here.
Aaron's.
Here.
Moniza, absent. Windman, absent. Friedoff.
Here. Okay, approval of the May 7th, 2025 agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion, second. Vote?
Holderness.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. Any corrections to the minutes of our April 2nd, 2025 meeting? Seeing none, I'll move for approval of minutes.
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
Second. Vote?
Sitzman.
Aye.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. All right, we'll move into item number 5 on the agenda, public hearing requested by Jennifer McCurry, Svetlana McCurry, and Susan McCurry Revocable Trust to consider recommending an approval of a preliminary plat for the SJS Golfview Estates. Public hearing open. Any comments for the public hearing? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. We will go ahead and consider recommending approval of preliminary plat. Is that our next step? We're going to do that by vote. Do we need to do motion first and then have you approve? Okay, move.
Second.
Second. Vote.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. Okay, what do we got?
This is a 44-acre subdivision that will result in 4 lots. Lot number 4 is 21 acres, and that will contain the existing home site, as well as the accessory structures in the pond, which is addressed as 2250 First Avenue. There will be 3 additional approximate 3-acre lots will be created. The existing driveway in connection to First Avenue will be abandoned, and McCurry Lane, a private street and cul-de-sac, will be constructed between East Grantview Drives where site distances are best. City staff has reviewed the plat and finds it conforms with the requirements for preparation and filing.
So this is west of First Avenue and north of the Browndale Golf
Correct.
facility?
So they've outlawed Lot A as non-buildable, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'll consider a motion approving PUD-B site plan.
Preliminary plat.
Oh, preliminary.
Yep. A motion to approve or recommend approval of preliminary plat.
So moved.
Seconded.
All right, vote.
Holderness.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. Oh, I see what I did. I jumped to 6 there. All right, moving on to item 6. So the consider approval of preliminary plat for item 5 was passed. Item 6, open a public hearing requested by Grand Rail Development Company Incorporated to consider recommending approval of a PUD-B site plan for Ridgeview, Part 3, Lot 28. Public hearing opened. Any comments for the consideration, a request by Grandview Estate for recommending PUD site plan for Ridgeview Estate, Ridgeview Part 3, Lot 28? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion to consider recommending approval of PUD site plan?
So moved.
Moved
Second.
and second. Vote.
Holderness.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. Okay, moving on to.
I had a question on that.
Yeah.
I was reading through the information about this, and it talked about that there was a little bit of a parking deficiency.
Yeah, technically speaking, if we were to calculate it for this one specific lot, it is a little bit deficient. However, on par when taking into consideration the whole Ridgeview Master Development Plan. It conforms with that master development plan and overall meets the parking requirements. You'll even notice on this next agenda item, we actually have a parking surplus.
Yeah.
So it balances out.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so are we done with item 6?
Correct?
Okay, technically?
So the motion, seconded, then
Vote.
talk about it, and then we vote.
Oh, did we already
So
vote?
you said maybe
Yeah.
just hold the
Oh,
vote
so
until after.
I skipped the discussion. Well, we'll pick up discussion on item 8 if you guys have any discussion on that. So, item 8 is request by Grand Rail Development.
Seven.
7.
I'm just trying to rush through this tonight. Okay, item
Brad,
7.
Sit over here.
Yeah, I got to move back over there. Request by Grand Rail Development Company Incorporated to consider recommending approval of PUD site plan for Ridgeview Part 3, number Lot 29. We'll open the public hearing for that. Seeing no comments, we'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion to consider recommending approval of PUD site plan?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second.
Discussion.
Discussion.
I would just note that this is another 36-unit multifamily residential building. It's a continuation of the existing development on the south side of Spring Rose Circle. It meets the requirements of the West Land Use Area Master Plan. It also meets all of the site development requirements as well as design requirements in the West Land Use Area Master Plan.
And that's going to match what we're going to discuss in item 8 as well?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Any other discussion? Or discussion about item 7 that we already voted on? Seeing none. Okay, we'll go ahead and have vote.
Holderness,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye. All right. Passage of item number 7, we will move to item number 8, public hearing request by Grand Rail Development Company Incorporated to consider recommending approval of final plat for Ridgeview Part 3, lots 28 and 29. Public hearing open. You got to get people coming, talking to you. Hearing no public comment, we'll close the public hearing. Can I get a motion to request or consider recommending approval of the final plat?
So moved.
Moved. Can I have a second?
Second.
Seconded. Discussion.
Now, just note that this will plat the lots 28 and 29, which have been previously considered by the Planning and Zoning Commission. And staff has reviewed the plat and finds that it conforms with the requirements for preparation and filing.
Okay, and this is the properties, these are directly west of the Western Estates Mobile Home Park? They're directly east?
East of there, but as you are along Spring Rose Circle, actually, let me just pull up the plat. So maybe if I zoom into this location map, this gives you an idea of where these two properties are. So there's Jones Boulevard, Spring Rose Circle. To the east of here, you'll notice there's a series of 32-unit multifamily buildings. This plat will plat lots 28 and 29, which will also be the same 32-unit multifamily buildings, which is also consistent with the Ridgeview master plan.
Excellent. Okay, moving on to item number 9. Oh, we do have to vote, don't we? Okay, vote.
Holderness,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye. I'm good with all this Grand Rail development. Okay, now we'll move on to item number 9. Public hearing requested by Dahnovan Holdings LLC to amend the Coralville Community Plan land use map from public, semi-public to low-density residential, from low-density residential to medium-density for 5th Street Villas. So this is off of 5th Street. We'll go ahead and open that public hearing. Any comments? Hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the land use map amendment?
So moved.
I have a
Second.
motion and a
Second.
second. Discussion. So this is right
The
across
old
from,
double lot.
yeah, the old Level Lot.
This is currently on the site where Level Lot Daycare formerly was, and in the southeast corner, there's also a single-family home. This is 1.67 acres. The development concept that was provided to the commission shows 12 20 dwelling units on this particular property, making this medium density residential. Adjacent to this and north of this is high-density residential, so the density that's being proposed by this development from a zoning standpoint will not have a negative impact on the character or enjoyment of uses in the surrounding area. Again, what you're seeing here and what was provided to you is just the development concept. Should this move forward, the next step would be a PUD-B site plan for the commission's consideration, as well as a rezoning application, at which point in time you'll get much more detail in terms of what the building designs will look like, exact densities, utility layouts, grading, and all of that fun sort of stuff.
And that's when we would address stormwater.
Correct.
I assume stormwater is being addressed in the unit to the south of Fifth.
Correct. Stormwater is definitely part of the review for the PUD-B site plan.
It'd be interesting to see, there's a hill that kind of goes up towards that
Correct.
stuff, what they do with that, but there's a nice break with the creek there, so this is perfect.
Correct. Yeah, thank you.
Dave, doesn't seem to be much green space in there, like none. Is that it meets the codes?
Yeah, there'll be enough green space on the east and west side of this. I believe biocells are actually planned on the east side of that building. And, yeah, we don't have any concerns with the green space.
All right, we're ready for a vote on item number 9. Consider recommending the approval of the land use map amendment.
Holderness.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. Okay, that was quick and dirty. We got a lot done there. Items for our June meeting.
Yeah, we have 2 items that, as of right now, could potentially make that calendar. One would be the Fifth Street Villas site plan, which we discussed the land use map amendment for it. A little more detail, Dan, on what you're inquiring about. This is actually designed to be very complementary of the townhome development immediately south that I believe Watts Group may have done some years ago. Again, I would anticipate that the building design will be very similar. Densities are going to be very similar, layout, access, all of that fun stuff. So I anticipate that there's a potential for this to make that. The applicant does have some stormwater considerations that they need to figure out. And I know the city of Coralville is currently working with HR Green on some previous studies that will be impacting that. So we'll be working closely with the developer once we have all of that information back. The other project that may make that agenda would be an amendment to the PUD-B site plan for Costco. Costco is looking to expand their fuel pumps as well as some of their parking, outdoor parking for that site. And at this point, we just have a few minor items left to work through, and I could anticipate that that might make an agenda.
And they have room out there?
Yes, they have room, and we're using this as an opportunity to also plan and do some preliminary design on the roundabout that has always been planned on that west entrance to Costco, as well as some realignment of sidewalks and connections of sidewalks along the west boundary of that property.
Going out to Ewald Park there?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're going to clean a lot of that up, and yeah.
It's one of those you close your eyes.
I know, yeah, but that's good because we've got a lot of development going in that direction, so it'll be nice to get some
Yep.
pedestrian flow through there
Yep.
and traffic flow through there, so that's excellent. All right, any other items, anyone? All right, so I will move for adjournment.
Seconded.
All right, we will adjourn until our next meeting on, what do we have, June? Do you know what our next date is?
First Wednesday in June.
June
First Wednesday in
4th.
June 4th, all right, until June 4th. Thank you all.
Thank
Meeting
you.
adjourned.